Central New York.
Hey!
How are you folks doing today? I am Lee, and this is Keeping It Interesting.
I'm Z.
Coolio. That's like one of my telemarketer slogans when I'm at work.
You say that to people that call?
Coolio.
No,
Yep. Every once in a while.
Stop. I'm never
do.
saying that on the radio. I'll tell you that right now.
No? Not professional?
I probably will lose my job.
If you said Coolio?
I work on a radio station that is all for millennials. I don't think one person 25 and under is saying, Coolio. I just don't.
Whatever.
And they're definitely not doing this.
What is the quote? Fetch isn't gonna happen, okay?
I'm sorry, I'll go back to your thing, but for people that are listening on Spotify, Google Play, or iTunes, I'm putting up my fingers to shape of a W, because that's like, whatever. People don't do that. Yeah, what was it last week that you said, and I was like, I know you haven't seen Mean Girls, but stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But thankfully you knew that one line, because you're...
Mean Girls
Not
is
with
one of
it.
those movies that's like hard to avoid. Like everybody talks about it. It's like a pop culture like.
It's like not seeing
Phenomena?
Grease.
I don't know if it's like that. I mean,
Okay.
Grease is like.
Okay, well, to me in high school...
No, I think you're probably right. For like, it's one of those movies for sure. So today we are.
Oh, I didn't know it was a fruit beer.
Yes, we are sampling a very unique beer from a local brewery called Willow Rock, and the beer is Cacao. It is a fruit beer, which is made with 40% cacao fruit juice and New York State corn and barley. And it promises to be a very unique beer. Actually, they worked with the Syracuse University Archaeology Department to figure this out because it celebrates the Mayan tradition of drinking fermented cacao juice mixed with corn chica.
Wow.
And apparently it's a beer like you've never seen or drank before.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely never seen, because that label is very standout. It's so cool.
This is supposed to have notes of rose, honey, and floral. And I have unique underlined 3 times because they describe it as very unique in all the like write-ups and stuff.
I'm excited. It should be interesting. Keeping it interesting.
6.4% alcohol by volume. There you go.
This is a really cool label.
Kind of messed up the pour here.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it smells amazing.
Yes, it definitely is a different smell.
What do you smell?
I don't know. I'm not sure what it's definitely a familiar smell, but I couldn't place it.
Mm-hmm.
Cacao is an interesting plant. I don't know much about it, but apparently they do like shamanistic rituals with it. Like you can
Do you want to know what I smell?
eat it and like have some sort of experience. I don't really know.
It's like a drug?
I think it's like a mild thing. Yeah, I don't really know. It's legal. I mean, you can buy it. I think it's cocoa. I'm pretty sure it's the same. And I could be wrong about
think I'd be nervous
this.
to like feel some sort of weird way, like out of body.
No, it's just it's a fruit.
Can I tell you what I smell in here?
What?
Apple juice.
It also looks like apple juice. This is a very apple juice.
Like literally all growing up in the morning you have apple juice with your cereal. That's what I smell.
Yeah, it's a very apple juice appearance. I just can't stop smelling it. I'm just keep smelling it.
I think I've smelled it at least 10.5 times. Oh, we had a wild 3-day weekend.
Yes, we did.
We fit in a lot of things, even though I had a 3-day weekend of working.
Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining. I'm 26. Like, I'm young. I do it. Like, I want to. obviously. I
Mhm.
wouldn't. I like some things over the weekend. I schedule myself. So if I didn't want to do that and make that extra money, I wouldn't be there. But the point is, I worked all 7 days last week, but we still got to fit in a bunch of fun stuff. So
Yes. We had an action pack. So Friday night, you had one of your first work events.
it was my third one, but this was one that was like really an event, like out with listeners. I mean,
Yeah.
you saw a side of them, and it was amazing. So right after work, I had to drive to Watkins Glen for the Redneck Yacht Cruise, and it was sold out, and it was like 200 rednecks from all over Tompkins County, all those areas
Yeah.
revolving Ithaca and all that.
And for those who don't know, Zanetta is day job. She works in radio. She hosts a couple radio shows, and so this is, and she's only been there for like 6 months, right?
October, so I think
Yeah. And it's been
8,
winter.
but yeah.
Yeah, so everybody hears you all day, every day on the radio, but they haven't seen you very much. So this was exciting for you and for them to like come and meet you.
Yeah, because the
Get
last
some FaceTime.
Yeah, because the last event I had, which I think was just last weekend, it was the weekend you were away. It was my second one. It was my first one out with the country station, my second event there. And someone said they were out garage selling, and they specifically drove like the opposite way to come put a face to a name or whatever. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's so nice. I mean, really. And I don't typically be like, oh, I'm so famous. I just like to talk on the radio. And another woman that same day said that one day she'll never forget, she turned on our station and she was having a horrible day, and somebody said something really upbeat that made her feel good, and her whole day was turned around. And I'm like, this is why, when she said that, I was like, it made me bounce back to when I said, this is exactly why I want to be in radio.
Yeah.
So, on Friday night when the rednecks were loading the boat, I got to stand there and greet them and give the women lays, and someone asked the saleswoman, she's like, "Are you Zanetta?" And I was right there. I'm like, "No, I am." She's like, "Oh my God, we listen to you all day." And then someone else said they listened to me at work, and so it was just super cool.
Yeah.
And by the time, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes into the boat cruise that was 2 hours long, everybody was sloshed. And it was awesome. They weren't annoying. It wasn't like I was working a bar and people were annoying me.
Yeah.
They were having fun and letting loose. It was Friday night. It was beautiful weather on the water on this yacht. I've never been on a yacht. I mean, what a luxury for me. And so we had a little photo booth set up, and they were getting into that. And then my boss busted out the music, and there was Cotton Eye Joe, and they were giving out prizes. And one woman specifically was sitting down in her seat dancing. And I'm like, do you and your man want to get up? And the guy was like, no, I don't. I said, girl, do you want to come dance with me? Because you're sitting in your seat dancing. You might as well get up.
Yeah.
So it was just listeners and on-air staff dancing, drinking, having a good night on Friday.
Yes.
So it was technically work, sorry, but it was, fun work.
Fun work, yes. And it's good for you because I am excited for you to realize that you're like, cool, man. You're like the coolest.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting used to being
I'm getting there. I'm getting there feeling
a real
that.
deal radio personality.
Holyfield radio personality.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay, so what'd you do Friday night?
So Friday night, I went to my sister's house, and it was my nephew's birthday party.
While I'm drinking on a boat, I get this text.
Yeah.
Not phased. I'm used to it.
And he has the coolest toys. He had this huge Thanos glove that like made noise and like the fingers bent and stuff.
No,
and that was
Garrett
cool.
has the best and the most toys I've ever seen.
And he is such a sweetheart. It's awesome. So we played with. He got a bunch of Plant vs. Zombie toys, which I think is like a video game or something. I don't know.
I'm like, between the toys that we had as a kid, we're only a couple years apart. So me looking at these new gadgets, whipped up, thought up toys, I'm like, what is this? I don't know anything about what they have now.
Yeah.
The only thing, you can tell them. The thing that made a comeback that you gave him for his birthday.
Oh yeah,
From our
so
day.
he is obsessed with Goosebumps, and so me and my sister pitched in to get him a Slappy doll, which is like the ventriloquist dummy from Goosebumps.
Tell him what happened at Lauren's. It wasn't at our house.
No. So my sister's been keeping it at her house for the last few weeks, and like every time she got home, her kids would like place it in different spots to like freak her out, and she was just super creeped out about this Slappy doll being at her house.
And she posted on Facebook, I'm like, girl, glad it's not at our house, because when I get up in the morning and I don't have my glasses on, I'd be creeped the hell out, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But he really enjoyed it, and he is awesome, and that was fun to see my family.
I was sad I couldn't be there.
Tried out Wicked Good Pizza for the first time, which was pretty good. I've gotten into this pizza review app. I don't know. You guys probably have seen.
I'm sure people know about it.
The One Bite Pizza Review through Barstool Sports. My friends introduced me to that a couple weeks ago, and I've been like obsessed with that. So now I'm trying to rate every pizza that we eat.
I feel like you're using that as an excuse to get more pizza in your life, to eat out more pizza as much as you can, to really get all into this app.
Pizza is like probably one of the 3 food groups that I have in my diet.
You're like Elf, the movie Elf. You're
Yeah.
like candy, syrup, what was the other? Candy corn,
Yeah.
candy stuff like that.
So my 3 big food groups are fried chicken, pizza, and breakfast, and that's pretty much it.
Fried chicken probably would have like a sub, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like underneath it would be like French fries.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably it.
Cheese is probably a big one too.
And at my bottom of my list of foods is pizza.
Yeah, you're not a pizza person, which is weird.
At all. I like
my
hate
least
it.
favorite thing about you is that you don't like pizza.
That's not a horrible trait. Like, that doesn't make me feel bad.
No, for sure. Like, it's whatever. Like, I don't really care that you don't like pizza. But also, like, sometimes I want pizza, and it's hard to, like, convince you to like pizza.
Go on.
The pizza that you like is weird. Like, she loves Hawaiian pizza.
Mm-hmm. And it has to be super flat.
Flat. Like, and you like it not super done, too. Like, I like my pizza well done. We're kind of opposites when it comes to, like,
I like
food.
it a little bit crispy for the pizza, as long as it's super, super flat. But it becomes inconvenient when I go to birthday parties or, you know, say I just go to visit people, anything. They'll be like, oh, we'll just order a pizza, or what's going on at the birthday party? Do I expect them to whip up something not extravagant, but at the same time, pizza is the easiest for a birthday party.
Yeah.
Super. So it's inconvenient for me because I'm like, I don't know what to eat. If they have a pizza and a salad or a pizza and wings, then I'll have a couple wings or salad or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't love bread.
Yeah, you really aren't a bread person.
I don't like cake.
No.
I'm not huge on ice cream. I'll go get some ice cream with like toppings and stuff, but I'm not gonna get like a tub at home and be weak on it.
Yeah.
Cookies are my thing.
Cookies are definitely your thing.
One quick update. I did get some Walmart bakery cookies. Thank you to my mother for thinking of me and knowing those are my favorite if we're going to pick grocery stores. And she got them for me for Memorial Day when we were hanging out. And I brought home a few. Lo and behold, like, why am I shocked the very next day when I have to go back to work? And this guy texts me, well, I had one of your cookies. Dude, like, don't even tell me. I mean, it was nice of you to, like, finally for once warn me, but he's like, whatever's in the fridge is mine, or ours. Like, whatever's in there is in there. I literally asked people at work that day, I'm like, do you by chance have a mini fridge laying around that's locked? And they're like, locked? I said, I didn't
You're
know
so
that
ridiculous.
Lee felt that whatever's in our fridge is help yourself. They're in a specific baggie.
There are 3 cookies in a bag. All right?
Because I had one.
A chocolate chip cookie, an M&M cookie, and what I only can assume is a sugar cookie. Now, if I'm going to eat one of those cookies, what would you have me eat?
I'm not sure because like
The sugar cookie.
probably the sugar cookie, but it wasn't a sugar cookie. My mom only got chocolate chip and M&M, so
Well,
it had to be an M&M one
listen,
that
if-
didn't somehow
If
get
that,
baked with M&Ms.
if that cookie was a chocolate chip cookie, it was one of the lamest chocolate chip cookies I've ever had because it had maybe one chocolate chip in it, maybe one.
Maybe
It
the
tasted
M&Ms
like a sugar
fell
cookie.
out. Maybe you're lying to me. You ate the M&Ms out of it, and you just don't want me to know. Because I feel like I got 3 M&Ms and 1 chocolate chip.
All I know is I ate a sugar cookie. I tried to think of her feelings. I tried not to eat her favorite cookie.
The fact that they're in a Ziploc bag means they're special cookies that
I thought you brought them home from work or something. I don't know.
I have no words.
I'm never going to eat a cookie again. Cookies are out of my diet.
But I always
I'm
make
giving 'em
sure
up
we
for lunch.
have cookies dramatic from the places that we like to get cookies and we stock up on. And then I bring home special ones. It's like no one... Actually, what brings me to the point that I am so upset is the very night I brought them home, I said, please don't eat my special cookies.
I don't remember this.
Because you don't listen. I think you don't want to hear that you can't have any of my special cookies, so you don't hear it.
Whatever.
It's cool. So, thankfully, my grandma just dropped off the rest of those special cookies.
So you had the Redneck Yacht Club
Yeah.
cruise.
Yeah. Sorry.
I had Garrett's birthday party.
And then I got home, and we went out together.
We did go out together, which has been a little while since we've been out to see a show. And we went out to everyone's favorite Irish bar, Coleman's on Tip Hill. And this is us enjoying 2 of our favorite beers. Annetta got a...
Ithaca Flower Bar, of course.
And
Gotta
I-
represent.
And I stuck with my Irish heritage and got a black and tan. And we had a good time. And there was a band there, which is The Action.
I never saw them, but they were a beast.
Some friends of mine. We've played with a few shows with them before. And they're awesome. They were playing mostly covers, which they have original songs. They're like a pop punky band, but they were playing mostly covers.
They did play one original that you told me, and I thought it was wicked good. I was
Yeah.
like, what is this song? Do I know it? And then you told me it was an original, and I'm like, oh, this OG is
Yeah.
wicked good.
I think it's called I've Never Been to Boston, but something like that. I'm getting the name of it wrong.
Think I'll go to... Never mind, I told you this time
But-
we're not singing.
It's a great song and a great band, and they've been around. I think they just had their 20th anniversary or something.
What?
Recently, yeah. And they just recorded a live album.
These dudes are not
And
20 years
stuff.
in.
Yeah, they are. They've been together since high school.
They maybe look a little bit older than you, if that.
Yeah, they're not too much older.
I
than
guess
me.
it could
No.
be 20 years then.
I think they've been together since they were teenagers.
Seriously, I think most of them are like late 20s, early 30s, but
So we had a good time. It was a little bit of a younger crowd at Coleman's. We felt old. We felt
I couldn't
old.
stand it. I'm not that old.
No, we're not old. We're both younger than 30. I'm turning 30 this year, which gives me agita to say out loud.
You don't need that to give you agita. And I'll be 27, but I just don't go to clubs with like young. I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to say it. Okay.
They're kids.
Yeah, I guess.
They're kids.
Just 21. I remember I was a lunatic when I was just 21.
For sure.
I was ready to drink.
For sure.
Because I never had a drink before that, obviously.
But that was rowdy. It was fun. There was very crowded at Coleman's.
I wanted to stay longer. I wanted to dance longer, but it was so many people and so many younger people that were just everywhere and half dressed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I can't. So we stayed for an hour, had one drink.
Yeah.
Band was super good. Wish we could have jammed out longer, but we will next time.
Yes. And then the next day, on Saturday, was your first time at one of my favorite places in the Westcott Nation, Dorian's.
I've been in there obviously because I've always been around Westcott. I think people usually go in there to use the bathroom, then walk out. But I don't think I ever thought, ooh, I bet this is like a real good place to get food.
Yeah, for sure, top 10, maybe top 5 favorite pizza places in the city of Syracuse for me.
Oh, wow.
I also lived on Westcott Street, so it was like we would walk down and get slices every day. It was like the place. And they also have a bunch of Greek sandwiches, which you had one.
Yeah, shoot, I can't remember the name of mine. It had grilled chicken, Italian dressing, but I put Thousand Island on it. Like roasted red peppers, onions. I don't know, it was super good. And then, what else did you get? Oh, boneless wings.
Yep, I got Cajun wings, which are dope there. Toss and Fire also has very good Cajun wings, and I probably like the Toss and Fire ones a little bit more, but my addiction to Cajun wings from Dorian's. When I lived down there, I used to always get the Cajun wings. Cajun fries were good.
I'd go there anytime that we're down there again, for sure. It's hard because when I go to Westcott Street Fair, I always go to Alto because they have tofu and all that stuff that I'm like, Okay, so Dorian's was sick, and then we went to Stout Beard.
Stout Beard Brewing Company is one of the coolest places. Also on Westcott Street. They have super unique beers. Cool guys behind the bar.
It was my first time.
Yes, and I've been telling her ever since the Late Earth beer release a few weeks ago that we need to go back.
Is that not the most colorful flight you have ever seen? I told the guy, I'm like, do you see an Easter egg coloring station here, or is it just me?
Yeah, they have really cool, unique beers. So we had a few. We had the Noah, which is a sumac berry sour. We had the Bill, which is a dill pickle spice beer.
Oh my gosh.
We had the Alistair, which is, I believe it's a breakfast stout, which has oatmeal, coffee,
and syrup.
Mm-hmm. And then we had the Blue Milk Stout, which has vanilla.
Yep.
A bunch of really cool stuff.
And
it's super tasty.
Believe it or not, the dill pickle was my top fave. And what did I say that it tastes like? It doesn't taste like pickles. It tastes like
I've heard a few different descriptions of it. Some people have said it tastes like Christmas. I think it kind of tastes like vanilla chai tea.
It's
might have tasted like spicy.
I did taste that. No, it wasn't the pickle. It was something else. Man, I can't remember. And I told the guy too.
Yeah.
And he said that when you get a regular pint, they put pickles in it, and you can get sweet or mild or hot. And I said, ooh, when I don't have to go to work after this, I would like to come get one. I just really expected to be drinking pickle juice, and it's not what that is at all.
No.
Man, I feel like I told him exactly what I thought it tastes like, and I can't remember.
It was something weird. It was like something very weird. Like a candy?
Yeah, and it was something that I was like, do you remember this? And I know that sounds kind of weird. And it...
Yeah.
I can't even think of it. Okay, well, whatever. Maybe I will.
And then the breakfast stout, we always try coffee beers, and we rarely like them. The only exception to that was the Ellicott Brewing Company Coffee Blonde that we had.
Cold espresso, man.
Cold
it was
espresso.
light.
That was so good. It was a light coffee beer, which you don't see. Usually when you see them, they're very dark, stout,
It tastes like
thick.
you're drinking iced coffee.
Yeah.
It was to die for.
But I did like this breakfast stout. I thought it was a little bit lighter than most ones that we tried. It tasted like black coffee to me.
You know, I just don't do dark. That's all. I didn't not like it though. I drink it a few times where I liked the taste, but I just don't do dark.
Yeah.
I try them. I keep trying them. It's just not my thing. God, I wish I could remember what I thought that Bill Pickle tastes like. I'm about to message that guy right after this and be like, what was the weird... Yeah, it was a food or something from the 90s. Oh! Blue Pepsi. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I said everyone used to hate on me because I loved Blue Pepsi. Not like it was my favorite soda, but it was like, it was out for a limited time and I really liked it. And no one else in the world did.
Yeah.
And I really liked that soda, or that beer. So is that it for Stout?
Yeah. That is it for now on Stout Brewery. I'm sure we're going to be back. Last time I was there, they had a totally different beer selection. So we'll have to get back there soon. They must put out beers pretty often. So that was cool. So another kind of accomplishment from Zanetta this week was that she successfully, I might add, worked her first DJ gig Sunday, a graduation party.
Yeah, my first, like, through myself, though.
Yeah.
Like, I've done my own before, but through someone else, so...
A couple different companies you've worked for, but this is the first time that you're striking out on your own. You're starting your own business.
Right.
So if you need anybody to DJ your parties, gatherings, graduation parties, anything like that, Zanetta.
I look like a bum right now, but I swear I will show up in, like, a businesswoman blazer, because that's just the right thing to do.
Hashtag professionalism!
You just look like, not Abby, Alana from Broad City.
I'm definitely the Alana in this relationship.
Yeah.
I think you're definitely the Abby.
I don't care. Either one is fine. They're both, like, crazy in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
So this was for a girl that just graduated high school, or will be graduating high school next month. And it was at Fallbrook in Oswego. Beautiful barn. We're like, hey, if we end up getting married, we're about to do this here. For sure, because it's a beautiful view, and it's just real cute and big inside, and we need a lot of dancing room and stuff. I mean, there was a moon bounce at this graduation. It was huge.
It was a very well set up. The decorations and everything in there were really cool. Really cool building, too.
It was just real rustic and stuff like that. So, I felt very comfortable. I made him leave. Because I like to do things, like, by myself, so I don't feel like... I know that all these people are looking at me, but people that I know, I'm like, don't look at me. I feel the pressure.
Yeah.
So I feel more comfortable in front of people I don't know, because I'm like, oh, I tried my best. Anyways, so I did that, and they kept thanking me, and I think that it went pretty well, that's all.
Yeah. So
I felt good about it.
Congratulations to you, and we will be doing a lot more DJ gigs in the future. Cheers to that. Sunday night we came back and we just hung out. So we took time to unplug and we made like old people and played cards.
We're not old people.
No, we're not old people.
It's a stereotype, you jerk.
For sure. I'm an ageist.
So my grandparents taught me this card game called Golf. Probably back when I was in college, maybe 2012, seriously. And I've taught everyone almost that I know in my life since then because I'm addicted. It's just calm. There's not a lot that you have to really think about once you get it down. And it's easy to learn. Google the rules and stuff because it's just a chill game. And him and I get very competitive about it because when I first taught him, he didn't win for a very long time.
No.
But I've been playing it for years. So I've mastered, like, oh, should I just take a chance? Because, like, sometimes it ends up really awesome. Or should I, like, play it safe? So you're just, like, learning everything still. Yeah. But you've won a few times and by a lot. And it's made me a little bit butthurt because I've been reigning champ for a minute.
Yeah. I definitely feel bad when I win too because I like get a bunch of like wild cards or whatever and like
stuff that brings you down.
Yeah.
In points, golf, it's literally just like scoring when you're playing golf. You want the lowest amount. So.
Yeah. But it's fun. So
my grandparents get the same way though. They're like, my grandpa and my great grandmother get like, butt heads. So they both want to win.
So we played, and Zanetta won, of course. Just to put that out there, she beat me. And
I was a couple wines in, might I add.
Yeah. So Zanetta's the champ. I am the loser.
No.
Until next time we play, I'm going to kick your ass. And that's that. And you didn't work Monday. You hung out with your family, and then we hung out with mine. We went out to...
I slept in.
Yeah, you slept in. We had a good Memorial Day. I had to work, which is... I won't complain too much because I didn't have to leave my house. It was fine.
Yeah, what else? What else, though? What else happened after I slept in and you worked?
You made me breakfast, which I was very appreciative of.
Wasn't trying to put in all the effort, like whipping up French toast. I was Googling it, and like I've made it before, but I'm like reminding myself how much work goes into French toast. But then I'm like,
I appreciated
can still
my
do a couple
eggs.
other things.
And my friends keep making fun of me because I keep raving about this, but I didn't know they sold these McDonald's style hash browns. They sell them in like bricks at Wegmans for like $1.50. You get 12. Oh my god! Every time I go grocery shopping, I'm buying these hash browns from now on. They're delicious. You made me a bunch of them. I ate the shit out of these hash browns
They've been gone
all the last week.
since, yeah.
No.
We had them, and they're gone really fast. I don't even know that I ate one. I'm not saying that you took
you
the
definitely
snacks
didn't
from
eat
me.
one. Definitely
I
didn't
just
eat one.
like didn't have one.
I ate 4 in one sitting one time because they are delicious.
I know the one time I think you made 1 or 2, and you're like, definitely didn't have enough, so I'm gonna make like 5 now. I can't believe that you didn't know that you could buy them just like that. They're pretty much the same. The McD's ones, I don't think anyone can ever beat, but they're
No.
pretty much the same.
Yeah, the McD's ones have a little, like, something extra, I feel like. Maybe, like, a little butteryness or something to them. But these ones are pretty much
They're
the same.
perfectly
they're
rounded at McD's, so you can bite them out that little bag.
great. Yeah. A little salt, a little pepper. I am in business.
So
with those hash
I whipped
browns.
up some cheesy eggs with pepperoni, 3 hash browns, little burrito. I put butter and baked that in the oven like you like, so that you could, But I just like poured that all over it. Coffee and orange juice with that beast coffee creamer that we got from Aldi.
Yeah. So thank you for making me breakfast.
I wasn't trying to brag. I was just saying you didn't have it that bad working on the holiday, basically.
Yeah, no, it was fun. It was nice to have you here, and thank you for breakfast. And then we went to my family's, you went to your family's, and we ended up going to one of our favorite bottle shops. And
It's real nice when it's nice outside, too.
pour rooms. Yeah, so we wanted to go sit out on the porch somewhere, and so we went to Now and Later. And I thought it was cool because they have like all the Game of Thrones flags from all my gang hanging out of their window. And we got another flight. Most of the reason we went was to try the 4th beer, which is Middle Ages Strawberry Sour,
It was real good.
which came out last week, I think, or the week before.
Yeah.
Came out very recently. And it was very good. You usually don't like sours, but you like
I
it.
don't, and I was nervous about it, and I sniffed it, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll probably like it, and I liked it a lot.
Heavy on the strawberries, for sure. It was
Not
like,
too much, though.
It was almost like a sour strawberry candy. It definitely had like
For
that
sure.
vibe. I really liked it. It wasn't overly sour or like overly fermented tasting. It tasted good. It was just like very strong strawberry with like a sour finish that was pleasant.
I liked it.
Yes.
Beer review.
Yeah, so I finished my glass here.
I'm almost done.
And you have like one more sip in there.
Just not trying to be trashed.
What do you think?
Again, I am always thinking with my preferences, and my preference is hop.
Yes.
This is
It's not
really, really good, though.
Yes.
In a way where it's fruity.
Mm-hmm.
I, taste apple juice. I smell apple juice. It's like, if I was to be in a bar that had not one hoppy beer in sight,
Sure.
I like really can't do stouts and stuff. I can try sours. This is the one I would pick.
Yeah.
Okay? So, I'm not going to give it a 10 because it's not hoppy and that's not my favorite. But I'm going to give it like an 8 for a really good beer that I've been chugging. So,
Yeah.
I think that the Know Nothing Beer Review gets an 8 today. For
8?
Willow
That's
Rock.
a high score. Is that the highest score you've had so far?
It might be.
It might be.
Because it's sweet and just easy to drink. And it's not too sweet. I just feel like I'm drinking like a sparkling, when you were old enough to drink champagne on New Year's. Sparkling juice. It's good.
I don't get a whole lot of the floral notes that I was expecting, because it does say rose and floral notes, so I was expecting kind of a lot of that. Didn't get a lot of that. Didn't get a lot of juice, like you're saying. A lot of that juiciness. Really good fruit flavor. Probably one of my favorite beers. I didn't know what to expect this. Willow Rock is awesome. Awesome local brewery. I know the two founders of Willow Rock. They used to work with me, and so it's been really cool to see them from the time they started their brewery. I think it was like 4 years ago, to like where they are now. They're one of the best, biggest breweries. They're canning their own stuff, so go see them.
Killing it.
Buy the old Danzers. I forget the name of the road that they're on, but go see them. They have food trucks all the time.
We'll obviously tag them in our posts and stuff.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You can go like them and find out where they are and check them out.
Try Cacao because it is awesome.
I just chugged it, and people that have watched our previous episodes have seen me kind of struggle with maybe one or two that I didn't love.
Yeah.
That I didn't like the aftertaste or something like that. I mean...
And shout out to my drummer, Sam Rue, who actually gave me this beer because I was talking about how I wanted to try it, and he just handed it to me at practice.
Came
So,
through.
Sammy boy, you're awesome. Thank you for that. So, a recent Reddit thread, what is something you've learned to appreciate more?
So, did you come up with your own that you feel like you've learned to appreciate more? I mean, you're almost 30. You've had time to, like, not calling you old, just saying, like, you've had time to be like, oh, now that I'm in my late 20s, I think I've learned that I love this so much for being here. Like,
yeah. A big thing for me, and I'm still learning on this because I'm really bad at it, is planning. Having a plan, sticking to a plan, making a schedule, time management, that whole thing. Because
but we do that every week.
We do that, but you've been a good influence. That's what I'll say.
I can't not.
I
have to plan week by week. I'm not usually too far out, but at least by Monday, I already know what I'm doing. Today's Monday, say. I know what I'm doing until Sunday for sure. I'm kind of starting to make plans through this current week for the next week.
Yeah.
I have to.
I've always been bad at that, and I've been talking to my friends lately, and I really am, like, starting to focus on the economy of my time because I do have different projects, and it's hard to, when you only do a little bit in each project, it's hard to see that you're accomplishing anything. It's hard to accomplish anything.
I get that, yeah.
And so time management, organization, definitely a big thing. And just forcing myself to, like, be accountable to myself. That's a big thing for me.
Just focusing, yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
How about you?
That's your only things?
That's one of them, but I'm asking
you. Something I've learned to appreciate more is dancing at jam shows. And that might sound like, oh, just going out. It's not. Every time that I'm at a jam show, I remember my best friend who passed, Deb. And I just, sometimes, since it's been almost 2 years since she's passed, I think maybe I remember her because something comes up, and I'm like, I'm glad that this just happened, because sometimes I find myself not thinking of her. And when you lose someone right away, it's consuming you for so long, and now that it's been almost 2 years, you're like, do I even remember her? I do, obviously, but when dancing at jam shows was our thing. She introduced me to jam bands. That's why I'm so big on it now. So it just means a lot for me to go out and still live like she's there dancing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, every time I'm at a jam show, there's one point when I'm dancing and I'm like, she would be here right now, like,
Yeah.
just getting into this with me. I would never sit down at a show. I can't. I don't have it in me to sit down and watch people dance because that's not me. So it just always puts me in a good mood, and even if I had a bad day, it's just a good vibe.
I saw somebody on Facebook describe being at a jam show as movement therapy, and I thought that was a good and apt description of, going out and letting loose.
And I'm not saying that you have to, like, go out there to get blasted. And I'm saying specifically jam band music is just not something that you go to and you don't feel something. Not, like, the most important thing I've learned, but it's the first thing I'm going to put out there.
Yes. Yeah. So what are some other things that I appreciate more? Good food. Dude, I've been, not everywhere, not a lot of places. I haven't traveled as much as some other people, but I've been places, man. And Syracuse has a good food scene. I swear to God, we're the best pizza city in the world, bar none. Forget Italy. Forget New York City.
Whoa.
New York, capital pizza, is really Syracuse. So,
Okay.
Good food, having a good city. I really appreciate Syracuse. Is something that I've learned to appreciate. And that's just because I've traveled, and there are a lot of lame places in the world. A lot of bigger cities have way less cool things to do, way less bands, way less art, way less cool food spots. So, the city of Syracuse. Another thing is, like, money. I didn't know that money was a thing when I was younger. Not that I'm, like, from a rich background or anything like that. You know what I mean? But, I mean, my family's more well off than some, but we're not, like, rich by any means.
Right.
But my parents provided me with literally everything I ever wanted when I was a kid.
Yeah, mine too.
And so now we're old, and I'm like, it takes a lot for me to spend, like, over $100 on anything, even stuff I like.
I shop very
Desperately
cheap.
need.
Yep,
Yeah.
I get that. I shop very cheap.
Yeah. How about you? Anything else?
Okay, so I think I have like 3 that go into one. Enemies, life challenges, and being confident in my work. So enemies, say people, maybe...
You mean the haters?
Maybe not, yeah, maybe haters / competition.
Sure.
Being confident in my work would bring me back to those people kind of making me feel like, can I make it as good as... I mean, I don't have to be as good as them. I just want to be glad with what I've done.
Yeah.
That's how I have always felt, and that's how I will always feel.
Mm-hmm.
I am more of a humble girl, and I will always just want to know that I did well.
Yeah.
And I want to walk away and think, okay,
Well,
I'm happy with what I did.
I think a lot of times you would fall into the trap, and I've done this myself, so it's not just you, but I think a lot of people do this too. They fall in the trap of, like, comparative thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And
especially with social media, dude. Are you serious?
Exactly.
But it could be right in front of you that it happens to every day.
Sure.
So.
But especially on social media, because we were watching something recently that said when you're jealous of somebody's, like, Facebook post or social media post, you're jealous about their best day. But nobody ever posts on. Well, some people do, but nobody's ever, like, flaunting their worst day on Facebook.
If they do, then people kind of make fun of them.
Sure, and, like, it's kind of a pathetic thing, but, like, what I'm trying to say is the people that you're jealous of on Facebook, they're flaunting their best day. They're not flaunting their worst day, so you can't compare your life with full knowledge of that all the bullshit that you go through.
Yeah.
You can't compare that to somebody's social media.
That's the thing. You literally don't and won't ever live the same life as somebody else.
Yeah.
And you're not aiming to do that.
Yeah.
I guess I feel, and I don't feel that now, and I think a lot of people do this and feel this way, that they feel if someone's out here doing this already, then there's no room for me to do it.
Yeah.
Or how can I put my own flair on it and put myself out there doing almost the same thing or something different or similar? Whatever.
Yeah.
I think that holds people back. Like, oh, this person's already out there doing it. They've got a lot of interest in it from other people. Like, I'm not going to do that. It's like, no, still put yourself out there because there's a million people doing a lot of the same things. And they still just do it for yourself, basically. And that's what I've learned within the past probably 8 months.
For sure.
That it's like, I just still need to do it for myself.
Yeah. Like, if we...
Because I want to.
If we spent all the time thinking about, like, doing this podcast and, like, all the competitors that we would have and all the work that we wouldn't do it. Like, there are a bunch of great podcasts in central New York. Shout out to a few of them. LRS Podcast. Dixon's podcast is great. There's a bunch of good podcasts out there. But we're just going to be one of them, and we're going to strive to be the best, and that's how it is.
But we're literally doing it for us.
Yeah.
We're not doing it to come at people. Like,
No.
that will never be me. It
No.
never has been. And it could bite me for not being as out there. It could, but I feel that some people out there at some point notice that I'm very humble. And I don't see myself as this big whatever. I'm not like that. Sometimes it's bad because I don't see myself as even at the spot that I'm at. But I'm doing everything that I'm doing because I want to, because I like it, because it's for me. That's it. Plain and simple. I'm not doing it to impress anyone or take anyone down or beat them at it. I'm not in competition.
And you also don't know other people's circumstances. Like, a lot of people have social media teams. All these podcasts, they have, like, 10 employees. They have, interns and all sorts of stuff. Like, don't compare yourself to somebody when you don't know the situation. If they're famous, if they're doing something like that, like, they probably have a whole team behind them. So just do the best. Be the best you.
Yeah.
Be the best.
And I recently have found out that I've just dropped some of those things and realized do it for yourself, because you won't ever do it if you're stuck on other people and what they're doing or what they think of you. And I've always had a lot of confidence. I really have. But I'm like, oh, well, someone else is doing it or blah, blah, blah. It's like, no. Do that too.
Yeah.
Like, do whatever. I'm not saying I'm copying anyone. I'm just saying, like, I have it too, like, and I will.
Yeah, and I don't want to talk trash, so don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way. But, like, I was always the person who was like, oh, I really want to do this, and I'm going to do that, and, like, I hate it's turning into a pet peeve where people are always like, I'm going to do this, or, like, they always have plans that they're going to do something. Do it. It's my best advice to you. Do it.
I guess it's when they post it on Facebook. I don't know if they do it to maybe push themselves more, to have maybe people, like, kind of like if people say they're going to quit smoking or drinking or whatever, or go back to the gym or lose weight, then people will be like, oh, well, I thought you were on a diet. I thought you quit smoking.
Talk to me when it's done.
So when they post it on Facebook constantly, it's like, okay, people are still going to come at you and be like, well, you said this is what you're doing. Like, so, but that goes back to the third aspect of this whole thing is life challenges. When you feel these ways or when you have to learn things to make it to that spot, or money is an aspect or anything, you always sit there, or you have to go through something bad in your life. You have to sit there and be like, shoot, am I going to get to this next step? Am I going to get past this? Like, am I going to be stuck in this plateau? And then whether it was something bad you went through or something you want to get to, 3 months later even, you're like, shit, I made it. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm close to it. I mean, you just look back at it, and you have to keep focused on it.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm serious. I can go back to, like, going through a death, going through a breakup. You get past it. But at that time, you can't see yourself ever getting through it. And
it's hard to see the forest through the trees.
I guess it's after I get through or past something, I'm like, damn, okay. Yeah. I thought I'd never. So that's basically, like, all tying those things in together. But, yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so that's pretty much that.
You don't have any more?
Um.
I have 3 more and they'll be real quick.
Okay.
Okay, 1, beer flights. Never had one until we met. And beer flights are sick, and it's because you get to try so many cool ones. I mean, we just talked about.
Hashtag sample day.
Right, just like sample day. So, never had a beer flight until almost a year ago, and I'm like, cool, loving life. 2, having a washer and dryer either in your apartment building or in your house. How many times I lived in an apartment building and I had to go somewhere and pay. Shout out to my mother who for a while realized I was working 2 and 3 jobs and literally had the money but not the time to sit at a laundromat. So living in a place with a washer and dryer is like the godsend. And I just leave it for a while now because of that.
Shout out to our all-in-one unit from 1976. It is awesome.
And the last one is being close with my mom, because if I wasn't close with my mom, I wouldn't have a lot or be getting through a lot. She helps me with so many things, and I'm not saying like, oh, she gives me money. No, I live on my own. I can call her at any point, anytime, no matter what, and she's got every answer, or tries to. And she always says, I wasn't a perfect mom, but like in my eyes, she was. So she's my good friend now, and I appreciate her. So being close with my mom is also another thing I appreciate a lot.
Cool. And I'll echo that. I mean, definitely
I figured you'd
appreciate
say
my
that.
parents and my
My
family
fam.
more than ever, and always more and more. My parents are literally the best people I've
Yeah.
ever met. So
Same.
I can't say that enough, but they're sick of hearing it. So.
So that's it,
So
dude.
that is that. That's our rundown for today. It has been fun,
It's been real.
and we hope it's been real fun for you. Thank you, and keep it
Keeping
interesting.
No!
Peace out.